Lights ahead of the drivers here in Qatar to begin round 12. The business end of the season, as Mill says. The lights are out. We are racing here in Qatar. Good start by the Alpine. Good start by the Mercedes. I think Throwing Globe and Pistol Peter, they've had a bit of a rickety start, but Throwing Globe's got down the inside going towards turn 1. It's been Mercedes versus Alpine going towards the apex of the corner. He's got the inside. I think Michael has the position. He does. The Mercedes takes the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix. Then Saab. I think there's a car off in the gravel in the background. Throwing Globe right behind. Brown is Buns. There's a Ferrari spinning, and there's damage on one of them. That's Brown is Buns who's dropped down the order. Then Pistol, Brewdog up to P5. Aston Martin are flying down the inside of the V-Carb. Going to get the move done. Pushes him off track. Pistol Peter, bit of a tap, bit of wheel bagging. I think he just about gets ahead as well. Poor start from the Ferraris. Who's burning the battery? It's the McLaren who's burning the battery. As, of course, Michael sets the fastest lap of the session so far. Bit of a spin in the background. And who was that? And I think that was Dutch Booster. So the other Alpine. So one of the hard runners made that mistake. Has gone into the pit. That was Jeremy and Crispy Cheese Balls. One of the V-Carbs has gone in. And I believe, yeah, speeding the pit lane for the Red Bull as well. Really, really unfortunate. Sab's dropped out of DRS already as they come around the final corner. Will there be a battery burn? Let's find out.
Following the incident at the start between Brownist and whoever it was, Brownist has damage. He was kept out for another lap. He comes into the pits now. I'm assuming it'll be for the hard tyres, but he's going to have to replace that front wing as well.
And those hards are just not waking up at this stage in the race, and very late on the brakes by Pistol Peter. He's had to go deep. Bit of contact there by Brewdog, who's kept to the racing line. That was legal by Brewdog. And Pistol Peter's down another one. Sabs lost DRS to Throwing Globe. That's crucial. And it could be a double Aston Martin podium. Brewdog could be chasing down the biggest result he's had in XRS history. DRS open with the battery on. He's chasing down the Alpine. Pulls to the inside. This could be good. Brewdog on the inside makes the move. He's up to the podium. What a brilliant position that these two are in right now.
The Ferrari going long on the hards. Good work. This is a very hot track, so high wear is not going to be the best. But we'll see what they can cook up, as I'm sure they will.
Saab has overtaken Brewdog, and I think Arthur is trying to defend P7 for Gentich, who's done quite nicely. Great positioning from the car, and he stays right ahead in P7.
These two know what's at stake in terms of their team rivalries.
Ooh, and there we go. First penalty for Dutch Booster as Pistol Peter trying to find a way around the outside of Brewdog. Going towards the big rounded sector 2 corners. Couldn't quite find it at turn 7 as here comes Pistol Peter through the DRS, burning his battery. Pistol Peter is up to P4. Can Mel follow through? He's going to try and get 2 actually. Going down right down the inside turn 1. Pistol Peter's gone very deep. And round he goes, the V-Carb. Throwing Globe was briefly actually in the DRS range of Michael there, but couldn't quite keep in it. Here comes Mel. Battery on. And with no Pistol Peter in the way, breezes past up to P4. Good start to the race by the Williams team, who have just recently been crowned P10 in the OCC, as it stands anyway. So they're hoping to re-overtake Alpine. Oh, and the McLaren rear ends. The V-Carb and spins round.
He's lagging badly.
Who, the V-Carb? Pistol Peter?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I'm not seeing it on my screen. That's
he's
not
just
great.
gone through the McLaren, ghosted through him, but it's spun the McLaren.
That's a track limit penalty for Parasaur. There is the McLaren 3-second penalty as Mel is trying to close in on the back of Saab, who historically has been quite good on penalties. Didn't get a single one in Canada, which gave him the win. But here, Mel is on pace with him and he's scrapping with also no penalties. Up to P3 goes the Williams.
Depending on Michael's track warnings as of now and as of later, it's looking very unlikely that they can win.
Just about, the Williams is within range and he's going to burn his battery as well as... There we go, swapping the lead. Throwing Globe gets down the inside of Michael. And ignoring the penalty, he is leading the race. So here comes Michael. Pulls to the inside, and good move. Going towards turn 1. And Throwing Globe reply. Bit of a lock up there by the Mercedes. But I think Throwing Globe is going to have to settle for second there. As behind, Arthur with the DRS. Breezes past Parasaur. Again, no battery on that car. He needs to start regenning. Good exit there by Alamata. Could he look for a scrap? Could he look for 2 positions here? Going to go on board with the V-Carb. Not quite close enough to the Red Bull. Or is he? Red Bull's out of battery. Could he look for 2 positions here? Pulls to the inside. Gets 1. Gets 2. Down the inside towards turn 1. The V-Carb is up to P12. Jeremy looking for the switchback. Taking a very, very tight line through turn 1. Could he scrap through turn 2? Again, looking for the switchback. A way wider line. He's going to get beside him, but I don't think he's got the pace to do it. Speaking of the front, let's have a look. As Michael pulls into the pits. There we go. So our race leader is in the pits. Will he speed? He needs to slow down a lot, and he's slowed down arguably too much there, but I mean,
This is the Williams' opportunity take the lead of the race. Goes past the Aston Martin before turn 1, and the Williams in the lead. Need to take action on the Merc pitting. Throne Globes decides to do so. Saab stays out, obviously. Will the other Alpine come into the pits with his teammate? He stays out.
It's going to be a race to the exits. We watch Arthur get closed down by Parasol. Pulls to the inside towards turn 1, but the man we're watching is right behind. The Mercedes of ABC Michael. Is he going to stay ahead? Has the undercut worked? And by how much? On the pit exit goes the Aston Martin going on board, and it's not even close. Throne Globe is ahead, and I think by about 9/10 of a second.
A lap of cold hard, so this is going to allow Michael to... Well, he's in the DRS, but might even try and get ahead of him, because I don't expect Throne Globe to just let him pass nicely, even if they are doing the undercut.
Will he opt to pit now, or will he stay out a little bit longer? And as expected, in he goes. Hopefully he doesn't speed as well. Lock those rears! And he's gone in at 19 miles an hour. Fair enough. That's better safe than sorry, I suppose. Into the pits as well goes Brewdog. The other Aston Martin. Pistol Peter stays out. Going to go. Throne Globe. Battery on. And DRS. He's going to pull to the inside. Michael's going to follow him. And straight past he goes. Will he be able to get ahead of the Williams, who's on the pit exit now? He absolutely can. And I believe the Williams is going to be behind the Mercedes as well. He's going to make the dive going towards turn 1. Bovke backs out of it. He's not got the grip to do so. And the undercut is starting to show its colours there, because Mel has a car in between them and the cars ahead. The cars ahead. Pistol Peter in the pits. And in fact, actually, Pistol might actually come out with Mel here, because he's been held up this whole lap. And that is so detrimental to the Williams race. Into the pits goes Bovke. Where will Pistol come out?
Close.
I think Metal will get him.
Yeah.
As Michael getting down the inside of the Throne Globe. Under the brakes. Ooh, very, very late. Bit of a tap on the front wing. Michael gets ahead. Nicely done. Bovke is in the pits. Gentij gets past. So does Parasol, who overtakes Big Arthur. And Alamata, who's about to get overtaken by Jeremy. These three have been fighting all race. Jeremy down the inside going towards turn 1. Very close to wheel banging. Alamata forced to take the short line. And I think Walker might be trying to sneak his way around the outside here. Jeremy takes a hold of P11. Will Walker be able to impact this?
Going for the mediums. The softs around here is unusable. And I say that, and I quite literally mean the softs are not usable. Within 3 laps, they're gone.
Here comes Jeremy with a move down the inside. Oh, about to get overtaken, sorry, by Alamata once again. Used to swapping positions almost every lap, putting on a show for us. Not close enough to make a move on into the top 10, though. Jeremy gets a switch back around the outside of turn 2. Great move. Great defensive maneuvers there by the Red Bull. Balls to the inside is Michael. And he gets the move on Throne Globe. The gap between them and Mel gets a little bit bigger, as I believe Arthur's going to go for a move down the inside. Oh, and cuts the corner. Trying to get the move on Parasol. Was that overtaking off track, is the question. Oh, and there we go. Up at the front, our race leader's in. And one of 2 boys to start on the hards. The other one was Dash Booster. He's had to go back onto the hards again, of course, because he started on them. And the mediums won't get to the end. On to the mediums he goes. Now, Alpine probably aiming to get into that slot between the top 3 and Pistol Peter. He does not want to be held up by another car. In which case, it'll just be a sprint to try and get to the top 3. There they go. As we see Throne Globe on the right-hand side of your screen, getting past Michael. And absolutely, I predicted it right. Saab's going to come out ahead of Pistol Peter. He's got a lot of clean air. And he's going to have the quicker tyres at this stage in the race. Was hard medium the right call?
And he was just there to win. We could see the same thing. I mean, he's 4.6 off the pace, off the front guys, and the hards aren't even that bad. So it all depends on whether these front 3 just keep in each other's DRS, especially Mal and Golo with the penalties there. They do not want to fight. Most likely will.
Yeah. I've just seen a double overtake there. Both the Ferrari and the V-Carb getting past Jeremy. E3 continuing to put on a show behind us, and I think Jeremy might have rear-ended Walker and gone through. But he's given the position back. Okay, there we go. So good sportsmanship there by the Red Bull. He hands the position back, and he switches back in again. There we go. Takes a wider line, and tries to sneak back again, but Walker shuts the door in his face and defends. Michael gets down the inside of Throne Globe, up in the scrap for P1. Let's have a little look at that. Throne Globe might be able to hold on. He does. Good defensive maneuvers there. And Alamata is within DRS. Walker is not. So that fighting between them and Jeremy has become a big factor. Again, rear-ending him. And Walker into the pits. Of course, Jeremy's fell in the pit lane, so that's got him up to 16. Alamata's got none, so that's huge. Brownless as well. He's trying to close into the back of Brewdog. And, ooh, and that off the track goes Parasol. allowing Alamata to get through.
He will not be the quicker car at the end.
Alamata goes in on 17 lap old. Is that threatening for the front three? Because they're going to be on that old tyres, and Walker and Alamata have both decided to go for the two-stop. Sab is now within DRS. He's right under the back of them as Mal takes the lead with the DRS.
He needs to manage his tyres though.
He does, yeah. Sab, staying off those track limit penalties. He's just sat there. And this might be the way he wins, actually. Just sitting there and not getting a penalty. How many warnings is he on? No.
I'll check for you now.
This could be the Alpine's way of winning here. Just sitting behind.
There's a lot of names here. To claim your oil. I'm not seeing any penalties yet.
Wow. But no warnings for the Alpine.
No warnings.
There's warnings, yeah, for the Alpine. None. So that might be the way that Sab wins this race, by just sitting there. Oh, and throwing globes up again. That's a 6 for throwing globe. That allows Pistol Peter back into the options for a podium, maybe.
He could be up there for a podium, or possibly a win. If these guys at the front decide to battle each other.
Sab's looking for a move, so is Mel. Sab gets it through DRS. And he's up to P3. Michael's actually dropped out of DRS. Ooh. So Mel's putting in the big laps. Trying to get away because he knows that Sab's going to be the threat. Can Michael stay within DRS? Oh, one off track. He goes. Brewdog picks up a penalty. Mel definitely got a warning there. Will Michael and Mel continue to DRS swap? The issue is going to be... It's going to be a big, fast Alpine. He's got the battery on. DRS open. Here comes Sab. He's going to get one. I think going down the straight. Could he get two? Not quite close enough. Pulls out, pulls in. And isn't quite close enough to make that move. He's going to try and go for a late dive. And good defense there by Michael. He shuts the door on his face. Cannot get down that way. Michael pulls to the inside of Mel. Gets the move down at turn 1.
Or whether he wants to win it on track or just sit behind and let the penalties do their thing. But yeah, he'd be very unlucky if he were to win this race now. Still no warnings.
That's the outside of turn 2. Oh! Bit of contact. Michael's ghost. He has to caught the car.
Just seen Alamata almost switch back Walker into turn 1. Still going side by side. Walker's almost shut the door. Alamata's had to back out. Burn DRS. These two are going to go side by side. Walker tries to stick it around the outside. Walker keeps the position. Alamata cannot overtake Walker as it stands. That was very good racing from these two despite the position they're in.
And Michael's got DRS, but only just. And here comes Throne Globe to pick up the position. Around the outside. Gets the job done. Michael's also burning with the DRS. He's going to have that speed advantage. Will the Mercedes go for it? And he won't. Asab takes the lead up at the front. Gets past Mel into turn 1. And it looks like Alpine are chasing down another victory. The French team torpedoing up the order as they try to chase down Sauber in the OCC. Down the inside goes Mel, but with that 3-second penalty, it's going to be detrimental. Michael gets down the inside of Throne Globe, who is still not quite within DRS range, or within penalty range of Throne Globe. He needs to find another second in this lap. He's going to have to hope that Michael backs him up in some way. And Pistol Peter's done it. He's in. Is Michael backing him up in some way? Because he's going particularly slowly compared to Throne Globe, who's struggling to stay outside of that range. As we look to the front, around the final few corners, Mel on his first race in XRS is going to win on track, but with those penalties, it's going to be detrimental. He's going to cross the line to take P2. Sab wins for Alpine here in Qatar. It's going to be Michael, then Throne Globe. Where will Pistol Peter be? All about the exit speed of this final corner. I don't think he's quite got it. Crosses the line, and he's 2/10 away. Throne Globe holds on to P4. Brewdog, who I believe is going to get his best result in XRS history, picks home a P7 because Brownest will get him on pens. He finishes P6. Gentige, followed by Big Arthur. Oh, that's Bob K spun last lap. Drops behind. Very much respect for Arthur, who's going to bring home, I believe, it might be a P10. If he can get a good exit here, he will avoid Alamata. But Alamata's on the newer tyres. He's absolutely pushing. Oh, another 3 second on the final corner. And that's not going to be good. That might actually put him behind Walker, who's still trying to fight Alamata. Why? We don't know. Got to cross the line to take P11. I think Arthur's just about avoided it. Yeah, about 2 seconds. Bofke spins on the final lap. He finishes P12. Then Jeremy and Parasol. Parasol, he's had a very unlucky race. He's spun twice. He's going to take P14. And now it's an Alpine sandwich here in Qatar.